Welcome back. This is part 2.
You could have lied to Cersei. You risked everything to tell an enemy the truth.
You've always known what was right.
I've done plenty of things that I regret.
Not compared to me, you haven't.
No.
I always wanted to do the right thing, but never knew what that meant.
It's always seemed like there was an impossible choice I had to make. Stark or Greyjoy.
You don't need to choose. You're a Greyjoy.
Wow, and a
And
Stark.
you're a Stark.
Why not both? Aw. I think that's a breakthrough for him.
You left the Iron Islands for Yara.
He's getting winded, dude. Just punching Theon. That doesn't work. Oh, I think he... Is he dead? I think Theon's paying the iron price for these guys' loyalty. Theon Greyjoy reborn.
For Yara!
And someone hits him on the top of the head. What is dead Minerva? What a great way to end that scene. What is happening?
You stand accused of murder. You stand accused of treason. How do you answer these charges? Lord Baelish.
Ah, yes. He's like, what? What? Oh my god, yes, they planned all this.
You conspired with Cersei Lannister and Joffrey Baratheon to betray our father, Ned Stark. Do you deny it?
I deny it. None of you knows the truth.
You held a knife to his throat.
Bran knows it. How do you know that? Don't give yourself
You
away.
said, I did warn you not to trust me.
He feels like he's in a nightmare.
If we could speak alone, I can explain everything.
You'll never be alone with her again.
Sometimes when I'm trying to understand a person's motives, I play a little game.
Woo!
I assume the worst.
Yes!
That's what you've always done. Turn family against family, turn sister against sister. That's what you did to our mother and Aunt Lysa, and that's what you tried to do to us.
Sansa, please.
You have no friends here.
I beg you. I loved your mother since the time I was a boy.
And yet you betrayed her.
I loved you. More than anyone.
And yet you betrayed me. Thank you for all your many lessons, Lord Baelish. I will never forget them.
Oh my god. Oh.
I always knew you were the stupidest Lannister. The Starks and Targaryens have united against us, and you want to fight alongside them. Are you a traitor or an idiot?
You pledged our forces to fight our common
I'll
enemy.
say whatever I need to say to ensure the survival of our house.
Our child will never be born if the dead come south. Someone wins. You understand that, don't you?
And
If the dead win, they march south and kill us all. If the living win, and we've betrayed them, they march south and kill us all.
The Targaryens and the Starks already want to kill us all. Most of them will die, and Highgarden brought us the most powerful army in Essos. 20,000 men, horses, elephants, I believe.
Elephants.
The Golden Company is not here. They're in Essos.
Do you really think Euron Greyjoy turned tail and sailed back to the Iron Islands?
What?
Do you think he abandoned the chance to marry the Queen? No
Wow.
one walks away from me.
I pledged to ride north. I intend to honor that pledge.
I told you no one walks away from me.
Are you going to order him to kill me? Give the order then.
Man, the Lannister brothers asking him to be killed. No way.
I don't believe you.
Run! Start running! Start running! Start running! He walked away from her. Jaime fucking Lannister. Sam's back!
I wasn't sure if you'd remember me.
Of course.
I remember everything.
Oh god. He's just like, okay.
I became the Three-Eyed Raven.
Oh.
Oh. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
He's on his way back to Winterfell. With Daenerys Targaryen.
You saw this in a vision.
Oh. Oh, this is so funny.
He needs to know the truth. He's the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and my aunt Lyanna Stark.
He's not.
He was listening when Gilly...
Cornish bastards are named Sand.
He's not a bastard.
Citadel. I transcribed a High Septon's diary. He annulled Rhaegar's marriage to Elia.
Elia.
He wed Rhaegar and Lyanna in a secret ceremony.
Mother, maiden, crone, stranger, I am hers, and she is mine. From this day until the end of my days.
I thought it was John Cena for some reason.
Robert's rebellion was built on a lie. Rhaegar didn't kidnap my aunt or rape her. He loved her.
She should bend the knee to you.
And she loved him.
Oh. Oh. Let's really see if you can't have any more children. Nope.
His name is Aegon Targaryen. You have to protect him.
Yo, he squats. He squats.
He's the heir to the Iron Throne.
Now prove it. There's got to be some proof. Thank you for not killing each other. Thank you.
It's just strange. In his own horrible way, I believe he loved me.
I was never going to be as good a lady as you. So I had to be something else. I never could have survived what you survived.
You would have.
Aw, they're making
You're the strongest person I know.
I believe that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Aww.
Wow. I get used to it. Still very strange and annoying.
I miss him.
Me too.
What about your mother? Oh. Oh, nobody knew about that. Nobody knew about that. The flames are blue. The Night King is riding on it. Damn it. Oh, dang. The wall just falls. All of them are making it through. The wall has fallen. Oh. Jeez. And a couple minutes ago, I was like, yeah, Jaime's going north. Like, that matters. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. Game over. Oh, my God. What a final episode of the season. I don't know how you guys waited for almost 2 years for season 8. Kudos to you. It's so interesting that the events of just a few episodes ago don't really matter now. Like, the Unsullied were stranded. No big deal. They made their way to King's Landing. The Dothraki come in hurtling through their ranks, and that scene really showed the contrast between Daenerys' forces, the completely stoic, standing at attention Unsullied, versus the Dothraki that are literally called Screamers. lining up in battle formation versus coming in with like complete chaos. Incredible display of power. And I loved the reunions in this episode. Some of them were pretty heartfelt, some of them were just funny, some of them tense. Pod and Tyrion. I kind of need a scene between Tyrion and Brienne too, though. Just them talking about how wonderful Pod is. I would love to see the look on Brienne's face when she found out how good Pod is at lovemaking. But yeah, it was really heartfelt to see Tyrion and Pod reunited. Tyrion offers Bronn that same double payment to switch to his side. I'm surprised he didn't want to go for it, considering how sure he and Jaime were that Daenerys would win in a war. And then Brienne and the Hound. Looks like they buried the axe pretty easily. Happy for them. They both share a love for Arya. Sandor's smile when Brienne said that the only people who need protection are the ones who get in Arya's way. Oh man. I need that reunion so much too. Arya and the Hound. And Sansa and the Hound would be great to see too. He did try to help Sansa. He saved her from being raped. Helped her. He wanted to help her escape King's Landing, but she didn't trust him enough to go with him at Blackwater. I wonder what she thinks of him now, if Arya has told her anything about the Hound. But yeah, the whole entire group winds up meeting in the Dragon Pit. What an amazing place to hold these negotiations. I wonder who chose that location. Like, did Cersei choose this place as a symbol of the fallen dragons and the fallen Targaryens? I wouldn't put it past her. But Daenerys flew her dragons in, and they flew away. All I could think when she flew in was that Euron must have been furious that he didn't get to Daenerys first. And Cersei was like gripping the handles of her chair real hard. I think she was definitely shaken. The negotiation itself, starting with the Clegane brothers staring each other down. We've seen the Mountain show monstrous strength with the crushing and the tearing of the head and the but is the Hound at the same level of is he his equal in strength? We've never seen him be brutal the way, well, we've seen him be brutal, but not in the way, not like with his strength. I don't know if he's capable of crushing people's heads. And that might be more his personality than anything else, but yeah, they're really building up this battle between the two of them. You know who's coming for you, brother. You've always known. Sounds like he has a list of people he wants to kill too. Just one name on it though. Gregor Clegane. But Sandor released the White and it went straight for Cersei. In editing, I saw the Mountain kind of move closer to her to intercept it, but it looks like the White would have made it if Sandor didn't pull on the chain. Cersei might have been killed or something. Actually, they would have been able to pull it off her, but yeah. Heck of a demonstration though, cutting it in half, burning its arm, stabbing it with dragonglass. All very cool. Qyburn looked more fascinated than scared. Makes sense given his disposition. He's always very curious. Picking up the hand and just like watching her wriggle with such fascination. I'm glad they killed the White for good. I don't want to know what Qyburn could try to do. Like, imagine him reverse engineering the ability to bring back the dead. I wouldn't put it past him to try something like that. Everyone comes back in the war, from the war in the north against the dead, and they have another battle against the dead because Qyburn raised all the dead. That would be horrible. I can't believe that I bought Euron deciding to run away to the Iron Islands, though. Cersei sent him to get the Golden Company. It'd be really funny if he actually ran away, though. But yeah, I love how everyone has been like, bend the knee, Jon. Like Tyrion and Daenerys, like, bend the knee, and then he does it in front of Cersei, and they're like, no, not now, Jon. Cersei never planned on going along with whatever Daenerys and Jon wanted her to do. She was always going to try and play it in her favor, so I'm questioning all of her actions in these scenes. Like, did she ask Jon to stay out of the fight between Daenerys and knowing that Jon would say no? Because she knew that Jon hates her family for killing Ned and everything else, but did she walk away from the meeting knowing they would send someone after her? Did she know it was going to be Tyrion? And that conversation between Cersei and Tyrion was really tense. Tyrion daring her to kill him. I feel like Tyrion has kind of taken a backseat since, for a couple, this season at least. But that was a really good scene. He didn't want to die, but he knew if Daenerys would just take King's Landing right there, and all the forces could be sent to deal with the Northern Plight if Cersei had killed him. And if he didn't die, it forced Cersei to drop their differences and actually communicate. But yeah, it's really interesting that Tyrion said that he hates himself for killing Tywin. I didn't think he would show that kind of remorse. I guess part of it is because Myrcella and Tommen died, though I can get on board with Cersei blaming him for Myrcella's death. He was the one who sent her to Dorne in the first place. But there are other people to blame for sure. And I blame Cersei way more for Tommen's death than Tyrion. And also, Tywin doesn't try to kill Tyrion, Tywin doesn't try to kill Tyrion. Tyrion doesn't kill him. So, like, there are so many people who are actually responsible. Like, all of the Lannisters have a hand in it. Except maybe Jaime. I'm not completely sure. I gotta think that over. But yeah, Cersei just chooses to be mad at Tyrion because she hates him. But yeah, it really bothered me that we didn't see what exactly happened between Tyrion and Cersei. Like, what did he say that made her come and pretend to agree to fight in the North? Or is it that it's not important because she just needed any excuse to play along? It's not like he actually changed her mind. Theon's conversation with Jon was interesting. Jon forgives him for as much as he can. I think he helped Theon have a breakthrough. Like, he doesn't need to choose between Stark and Greyjoy. He's both. And that makes Theon stand in front of the Ironborn to lead them to save Yara. That was a heck of a fight, though, getting kneed over and over again. And he had this like crazy smile, looking up at the guy. I'm wondering where Euron is keeping her, though. Keeping Yara. Is he keeping her at Pike, or is he dragging her with him wherever he goes so he can torture her? I mean, I guess it's irrelevant where she is, because Theon thinks Euron's going back to Pike to stay hidden, so that's where he's going to be headed. Just hope Euron's gone by then, and he's off to Essos, and didn't make a pit stop in Pike. But a heck of a way to end that scene with him washing his face with the ocean water. It feels definitely like he's been reborn. And, Littlefinger, God. The way his mind works is fascinating. What's the worst reason they could possibly have for saying what they say and doing what they do? And how well does that reason explain what they say and what they do? Oh, man. I'm glad Sansa wasn't just following his line of logic, but actually turned that logic right back on him. We don't have, like, absolute confirmation that Sansa and Arya planned this all along, but I'd like to think they were playing their parts, laying it on real thick for Littlefinger to let him think he was outsmarting them. We're also not really sure when they went and talked with Bran about Littlefinger, though if you're trying to find out Littlefinger's motivations, you would go to Bran like ASAP, especially once you believe him and believe his powers. It was really weird to see Littlefinger beg for his life. I feel like his life has been in danger before. When Sansa went to see him with Brienne and she said that Brienne could cut him down right then, he didn't seem that scared, but this time he knew it was over and he panicked. Yeah, and Arya just murders him in the middle of the floor while he was on his knees. And he still tried to say something after his throat was cut. I'm curious about what his last words would have been. I think another possibility would have been to assassinate him without anybody knowing and have Arya put on his face. They would then have complete control of the Vale, too. I mean, that's a very slimy thing to do, and the Vale supports Winterfell anyway, but now they're taking orders from Robin Arryn. Not someone who is exactly qualified to ready them for this war. But yeah. And, meanwhile, back in King's Landing, Jaime learns what Cersei is really planning, to let everyone else fight in the north and then fight against whoever is left and win. And Jaime winds up standing up to her, even though he can't have his men follow him. His pledge to fight in the north still stands. And between his honor and Cersei, he chose his honor, and I'm really happy about that. I don't know if she's legitimately pregnant or not. I've felt since the first time she said she was pregnant that she might be trying to manipulate him. But he tries to leave and the mountain almost stops him. And Cersei threatens to have him killed, but Jaime calls her bluff too. Both Lannister brothers begging to be killed by Cersei this episode. And both of them stay alive. Yeah, Jaime says he doesn't believe Cersei and walks right past the mountain. I was just like, start running, Jaime, start running. So Jaime is the only one who's ever walked away from Cersei. I don't know. Does that open her up to marrying Euron? Does she forgive him for that in any way if he comes back? But yeah, he's a one-armed man heading north by himself. I don't know how helpful he can be, but I still kind of cheered when he went north. Yeah, one man with only his offhand left. He has a Valyrian sword, but like I don't know how useful he'll be in battle. When everybody sees only him come to the north, though, they'll know that Cersei isn't sending her forces. So whether or not he actually tells them that Cersei betrayed them, they're gonna find out. But yeah, maybe he gives that Valyrian sword to Brienne and she dual wields it. God, I can't get that out of my head. They can't just show us Arthur Dayne dual wielding and then never show us anyone else doing it ever again. It's too cool. I need someone to dual wield Valyrian steel swords in this series, or this series will not be complete. Speaking of which, though, Daenerys is on her way to Winterfell. Sam and... Actually, is Gendry there? I don't know if Gendry stayed at Eastwatch. We didn't see him up there later in the episode, but I guess I can assume Gendry is in Winterfell. Sam, he has Heartsbane, Gendry, a good blacksmith, and Daenerys with her dragons. Could they try to replicate Valyrian steel swords? Dual wielding for everybody! Well, everyone except for Jaime. What if they gave him like a sword arm though? Like, if you're familiar with Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy VII, he has like a gun arm, like gun grafted onto his arm. Could they do that with Jaime and a Valyrian steel sword? That'd be so over the top and unrealistic, but it would be pretty cool. I'm not actually serious about any of this. I put the chances of them rediscovering the method for forging Valyrian steel swords at like 1 or 2% next season. But even if they figure it out, I don't think they'll get more than a blade or two. But anyway, speaking of Sam, he is so cute. His interactions with Bran. Bran was like, I see everything now. Oh, okay. I'm the three-eyed raven. Oh, I don't know what that means. It's so great. But yeah, he prompts Bran to look into the past and he sees Rhaegar and Lyanna's wedding. And I swear for a second, I thought Rhaegar was played by John Cena for like 2 seconds. Just the face. Granted, it was mostly covered in hair. And then they have to have Jon knocking on Daenerys' door while Sam and Bran are discussing Jon's parentage. And I'm pretty sure Jon was just like, hey, Davos, give me some fermented crab. And yeah, Sam and Bran finally put 2 and 2 together. Jon is not only Lyanna and Rhaegar's son, he's their legitimate son and the heir to the Iron Throne. And his name is Aegon Targaryen. Cue to them having sex. Jon and Daenerys, rather. And cue Jon Snow's butt. That man clearly squats. Kit Harington clearly squats. You don't get a butt like that without squatting. I just wish Bran and Sam had some proof about his lineage for the rest of the world, though. I don't know that lineage matters all that much in the wars to come, but like, if he's gonna be king of Westeros at the end, they're gonna have to have some proof, I feel like. But we all knew there was no way they were gonna end this season on a happy note. Just no way, not possible. Yay, incest! And then the Night King flies down on Viserion, and Viserion destroys that section of the wall. Oh. So yeah, I was expecting a battle at the wall. It just came down completely in like seconds. So I'm guessing one of the final battles, or the first big battle will probably be at Winterfell. I don't know what to expect, honestly, though. I've been joking all along that the White Walkers just kill everybody, and the Night King is like, I like this pointy chair, I shall sit in it. But honestly, him winning, I wouldn't rule it out after seeing what happened at the end of this episode. Yeah, after all, if you think this story has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention. And I've talked before about, like, are the White Walkers a threat to Essos? Now that the Night King can ride Viserion to the east, yes. They are a threat to Essos. Hopefully, I'd like to think that the Golden Company has enough foresight to abandon Cersei to fight in the north to protect the entire world, but probably not. Freaking Night King. Alright guys, I'm going to give this episode 4.5 direwolves. That makes this season the highest scoring season, even though it's not my favorite. It's counterintuitive. I guess the fact was that there just weren't as many episodes that had too many low points, and the highs were really high. Because everything was like crammed into 7 episodes, there was like so much happening in each episode. And I loved all the character moments and everybody meeting up with everybody. Lots of fun. So now, predictions. Who will die in the final season of Game of Thrones? Everyone's gonna die.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone! Oh, God. So many characters we love are gonna die. I just know it. Like, Jorah, Tormund, Tyrion, Davos. I don't think I could handle another Stark death, though. Arya and Sansa, or Sansa dying would be too much. And Jon dying would be too much. I swear if they kill Sam or Gilly, I will riot. And if they show Hodor as a white, I'm gonna be so sad. I'm actually not too invested in Cersei dying. Just like kick her out of King's Landing, let her live on a farm with her child. Just don't have her in charge of anybody. Actually, I don't trust that she'd raise the child well, so maybe not even that, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not like rooting for her to die, I just don't want her to be on the throne. The Mountain has to die to the Hound. Please don't let it be the other way around, please. And I have a feeling Daenerys or Jon will die, just as like a final ultimate thing we didn't see coming. But yeah. And so my prediction for who will sit on the throne at the end is whoever is left over from those two, Jon or Daenerys. Alright guys, so what's next on this channel? I've actually decided not to watch season 8. Like, I'm just gonna drop this series completely. I'm kidding. I'm not going to watch the trailer for the last season though, or anything else related to the series until after it's over, other than history and lore. I want it to be all to be a surprise. So if you're watching this on YouTube, we have history and lore for season 7. Part 1 will go up a little later today, part 2 tomorrow, and then there's Conquest and Rebellion. That'll go up the day after that, and the morning of the 14th on YouTube. So about a week earlier for you guys on Patreon. And then I'm going to be watching season 8 live at night. So it starts at like 9 o'clock, I think. The full reaction should be up within like 15 minutes of the episode ending for you guys on Patreon. But if too many people try to access it, you might have to download the file to watch it instead of watching it in your browser. But yeah, I'm going to edit it as fast as I can and put up my reaction ASAP. I'm considering splitting up the reaction and the commentary just to get the videos out faster, since that would likely save about an hour on rendering time, video rendering time, but I don't know if that's the best idea. What do you guys think? Anyway guys, thank you moderators, thank you patrons, looking forward to finishing this wonderful journey with you. Leave a like, leave your thoughts on the episode below, be sure to subscribe, and I've never said hit the notification bell if you want to see the new videos immediately. But this is season 8 of Game of Thrones. So if you do want to be notified immediately, click it. Click the button. And yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have predictions for season 8. I don't know. Any thoughts at all. All right. Bye, friends. Thanks for watching.